Hey guys, how's it going? Solar Loon here. I think this should be good volume and stuff, so yeah. How's everyone doing today? Let's get some music going. Hopefully this won't be too loud, let me see. Let me check the old volume meter. It seems like it might be a little loud. I'm gonna put it down a little bit. I'll probably that should be pretty good, I think. A nice human being says hey, and Kristen S says a nice human being. Hey, what's your angle? How's everyone doing? I'm not feeling too hot today. I'm feeling a little panicky, I guess, a little under the weather a little bit. But I just figured I should stream anyway, so that's what I'm doing. So this is Godot Beta 3, so it's a good engine, and I just was messing around a little bit with this like 3D platformer. I wanted to make a game called basically Popcorn 64, starring this guy Pop, and I thought that it'd be fun to kind of stream development as I work on it. No idea if this is going to be a full game because an actual 3D platformer would be, you know, a lot more than this. I'm just kind of messing around with this more or less currently. Yeah, so I just thought it'd be fun to kind of do some game dev stuff with Godot because I don't usually do things that require like I don't usually do things that require that I can show kind of as a stream. So I thought it'd be interesting. So Godot is a full 3D game engine. It's open source. I recommend that you try it out. I've been messing around with it, kind of getting familiar with it, and it's working pretty well. So let's see. This is what we got so far. I have to make the camera rotate, which I'm going to do map to the right analog stick, and also the mouse would probably be good. So yeah, overall the physics work pretty well. There's a bug, I've already found one, where like you can get kind of stuck. I can't seem to do it right now, but I know it's possible because I've had it happen to me before. So anyway, I thought that we'd do some stuff like maybe get like ledge hanging working and that camera rotation. So I thought it'd be a fun little thing to show. Okay, so this is our scene. This is our test scene. We have blocks that we've instantiated, and each block is its own thing. I just have them all parented to this one master block, just to kind of to make them all have the same dimensions. It would probably be better to do this in like a 3D modeler or something if you had more like well, not necessarily. I guess you could do it like this. It depends on what you're kind of I just read this chat message that says, what'll be his goal in your small game? To find the butter of creation. Popcorn and butter. That makes sense. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the goal is. I'm just thinking about like what would be fun. You know, what would be a cool thing to have in a 3D platformer? What would be nice? So far, I mean, like you look at successful 3D platformers like Mario 64 and stuff, and like a lot of the fun in Mario 64 comes from the movement set and capabilities of Mario combined with the challenging level design. And you don't really care about the story, you don't really care about even the graphics as much. It's about the fun. Hat in Time looks great, sure, but it looks great because it looks fun. That's really what it's all about. So I'm going to try to just focus on game mechanics so far, and then move on from there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, since we have this working here, let's see if we can just pop this up. Okay, so this is our character. And what we have here is his node layout to the right. So he has a kinematic body. You can see there, kinematic body. Oh, my stream just cut out. Perfectamundo. It's always fun. Always fun to have your stream just cut out right from under you. All right. Well, anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about. So basically, this is his node layout. He's a kinematic character. The cam helper here is basically the target of the camera, and the camera is linked to it, and it parents itself from pop. I just have this here because in the 3D modeler, I have the camera kind of set up the way I like for pop. You know, at a good distance and at a good location and stuff. So anyway, this is just kind of the basic setup here that we got going. So what we're gonna do now, I forgot how to do this. Let's see. There was a thing to do this. I don't remember which button it is though. No, I don't remember. All right. Well, anyway, so what we're gonna do, what we would like to do, I think, is implement ledge climbing and camera rotation. So let's focus on that. Okay, so this is Pop's script that basically says what to do when he does things. So movement and jumping and all that stuff. A little messy at the current stage, but it's working pretty well. So let's go ahead and add camera rotation. So that's going to be in the camera helper script here. Let me close everything else. I wish there was a way to like easily close them all. But I guess that'll work. Okay, so currently the camera just physically moves to Pop's position, but we would like to also allow the player to rotate the camera. So the easiest way to do this would be to do something like input.get axis 0, 1 maybe, or probably 3, I guess. Yeah, actually that's probably fine. Before I do this though, let me check Pop's script, because I have basically like there's a system in place to allow you to bind inputs to like input presses to input names, which is nice. But the flip side of that is it only works for button presses. So like axis pushes, it doesn't show up. It's not. You can't use it for that. So I have to check to see if there's a gamepad currently. Okay, that's correct. If there's a gamepad currently plugged in, and if so, then we can proceed like so. Okay. Let's see if we can do it like that. Okay, that's up and down. I want the other one. 0, 1, 2. Let's try 2. Okay. That's basically what you'd expect. You can see me hitting the axis, the joystick back and right, back and forth, is making the value rise and fall. So now we want to basically directly tie this into a rotational speed variable. That's fine. So then we say rot speed plus equal cam rot times, we'll say 0.01 for now. Or wait, that didn't quite work. Well, I guess we want to rotate too. Okay. So let's print out the rot speed. Oops. Okay, that's good. Now we want to say if. Oh, Supernova says, "Love your work, man. Have a good evening." Thank you. Thank you very much for coming by. If the absolute value of cam rot is greater than 0.1, so we have a little bit of dead zone there, then we can add it. We probably want to have some friction, so we'll say rot speed minus equal, well, say if absolute rote speed is greater than friction, then rote speed minus equals sign rote speed times friction. Friction equals, we'll call this, just have this be 0.1 or something. So else rote speed equals 0. Okay, so this should allow it to properly fade out. We also want to clip it. Rote speed equals min max rote speed max rote speed negative max rote speed. Okay. So I guess we want actually the minimum here and the maximum here. So basically the idea is we want to clamp this value, right? So we want to set it to the minimum between rote speed and the maximum value. Like if the rotation speed exceeds a maximum value, then we want to clamp it down to that. And in the other direction too, negative. So var max rote speed equals, we'll say 10. And then we'll say rotate Z, or is it which way? We probably want to rotate on the y-axis, I guess. We'll rotate on the y-axis by rote speed. Okay, let's try that. That's going to be way too much, but let's see. The maximum we probably would want would be maybe 0.25. It might be easier to think of this in like whole amounts. So for the friction, we want to slow down the rotation by maybe 5 radians a frame. I'm sorry, 5. Let's see. Oh man, that's harder. I'm trying to see if I want to like put delta time in there. I think, but I'm not sure exactly how to do it yet. I have to think about where to plug it in. Let's just get it working firstly. No change. Let's see. If it's greater than friction. Oh, that's probably it. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so it is working. Friction is just heavy, and it's way too fast, and we're drifting. Oh snap, we're drifting. That's no good. Okay, so friction is too heavy. This will probably be easier with, yeah, whole values. So let's go with whole values for now. Okay. Okay. Let's speed times delta. Okay. So the friction should be a little less. Not that much less. 0.5 would probably be fine. Actually, the friction might be fine. Let me just make it so it doesn't turn so fast. Okay, that's not so bad. Let's make the friction happen before. Now it kind of spins up a little slowly. Also, the values are reversed. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's better. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see. Okay, so it starts drifting when it... Okay, I see. Why does it do that? Let's see. This is really interesting. So turning around like reverts the direction that it slides in. Translation. I don't know why it does that. It just slowly loses track of where it's supposed to be tracking. Let's see. Translate. Get translation. I'm not being crazy, right? Translation is its physical location in space. Why is it doing this? Off is the offset. Target translation. Something isn't quite right. Once I get to that angle, it just completely messes up. This is really something else. TT. Okay, let me rewrite this. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Let me see what the difference is between translations. Oh wait, I think I might have an idea of what's going on. So the transform isn't... Oh, transform. The translation isn't moving. But I think that what's going on is the difference between the transforms of these two nodes is like the order is being switched depending on which one's bigger or something. At least that's the code. The way that I coded this, I think, is doing that. Let's see. Because once we get to that angle. Leonard Mayer says, what's the issue? Okay, so basically, this is the code I'm using to follow. Whoops. This is the code I'm using to follow the player character. But once we get to a certain angle, the camera stops following, and it basically kind of like gets inverted and it starts following in the other direction. And it's just it spins wildly out of control unless the angle is one of those angles. Unless the camera's rotation is that particular angle. I'm not sure exactly why this is happening, but for some reason it just starts spiraling. I'm not sure if it's something because this is beta 3. I'm sorry, beta. I thought it was beta 3. I'm not sure if this is because the Godot is beta or if it's something I'm missing. So I have to kind of suss out exactly what the issue is with regarding this. Let's get some more music. Actually, let's do it like this here. I think that should be good. Right, so anyway, it's not working quite right. And we have to do this because otherwise the camera's, you know, like we have to figure this out. This isn't really working correctly. ZRKO says, hey, I made it on time, I think. Yo, how's it going, man? Let's see, so why is this happening? So once we get to a certain angle, the transforms are being like flipped. Let's see, print off, I guess. Leonard says, is the transform based on the basis of the camera transform? I haven't gotten to, I'm not sure if you're referring to like the movement of the character. I haven't gotten to that yet, to make him move toward the camera, because we're just trying to get the camera rotating first. Oh, I see what you mean. Is the transform, well, I'm not manually messing with the transform of the camera or the camera kind of dolly. I'm just translating the camera. Translating the thing. Maybe let's try this. Maybe it's something that's wrong with this like get set process. Like getting the translation, like the translate function kind of messes with things. Let's try this. Translation plus equal off times 0.5, 0.5. Maybe that'll work. Okay, that definitely did something. Let's see. We want to not do this. No, we want to, reverse this order. Let's try that. Okay, now, maybe we don't need to do this anymore. Okay, that's better. That's what I was talking about, that particular little bug. I was talking about that earlier. Like when you approach from a certain angle, it gets stuck. It's probably something I need to fix. Okay, so it must have been something I was doing wrong, because the translate function probably works a certain way and I just didn't read the way it was supposed to work, but this seems to work. So we're getting the target's position, we're adding a little bit, the target is Pop, the character. We're getting the target's position, we're adding 2 units to it so that the camera tries to not aim for his ground point, which is here, but like up a little bit. because it's platforming, you want to see kind of above. And then we're getting the offset and moving by that offset, multiply by a little bit to get it kind of a softer approach. We could just do this, we don't need to actually use a variable. Okay, so that actually works pretty well. Okay, you probably won't need to ever rotate the camera that quickly, so that's something we could fix. It could increase in speed and decrease in speed faster. Friction is pretty good. I feel like that friction is not bad, but I feel like it could be a little bit faster on the pickup. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and fix that. Let's see. 0.4. Better, but you don't need to spin that fast. So it could go for 5. Let's cut that in half. Leonard says, I've never used the translate function. I'll look into it and see what it's supposed to do. Yeah, because it seems like I would have assumed that the translate function should basically be doing this. Translation plus equal blah blah blah. That's what translate, you know, that's what I would have thought. Or I guess you could say translation equals translation plus blah blah blah. You know, another vector. But it seems like it might be doing something else. So I'm not sure. Like I said, Godot, this is version 3 and it's still in beta, so it's like, you know, it's gonna have a few bugs here and there. Nothing game breaking really. It crashed I think once, but you know, it's beta, so that's to be expected. But overall, it's definitely a solid engine. I don't know if I like this particular camera feel. It seems like it's a little freewheeling, like it picks up speed too fast. Maybe just cutting down the maximum speed was enough. Yeah. Maybe a little less maximum speed. Let's go for 2.5, see how that goes. It might be a little slow. Oh, whoops. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so now what we need to do is get the movement to correlate with the camera. Currently, like I'm pressing left right now. Like whoops, let me try to show you. So I'm pressing up right now, and he's just moving in this straight path. We want to move according to the direction that the camera is looking, essentially. So let's see, if I recall how to do this. We want to rotate the vector, the movement vector, which is this. Right here, we want to multiply this by the... OZ says, shake my head, what happened to PDX? I'm sorry, I'm trying to support open source technology. Okay, so we have a movement vector here that basically says where the player's trying to move, in what direction the player's trying to move. So we should be able to just rotate this according to the camera. So let's see. The easiest way to do this, let's see, get tree viewport dot get camera dot. It's a 3D camera. Okay, yeah, it's a 3D camera. So we want to get the, I guess it's a spatial, so we want to get the transform. We should be able to multiply that. Or does it not have or basis? Xform. Okay, so basis.xform. Okay, so that might be what I need to do. So we want to get the viewport, get the camera, get the transform. If you could like help me out, autocomplete, that'd be nice. Let's see. Get the transform and then get the basis. And then multiply the xform. Okay, xform is what we're looking for. Xform mg. Okay. mg equals, let's try that. I don't think this will work, but let's see. I'm surprised it didn't work at all. Maybe I don't actually have to reassign? I think I do have to reassign. Yeah, no, I didn't know. So I do need to reassign it, I'm sure. So X form. He has no idea about a lot of this. Let's see. So camera, it's a spatial. We have the. Oh, do we need to get the global transform? What's the difference? World space, global transform in this node. Maybe I need to get the global transform. Let's try that. Up, we're getting something different. Okay, it's working. It's working. It's the controls are up and down is reversed, but it's consistently heading toward the camera. Okay, so we just have to not do this, I think. Nope, that was the wrong thing. We have to do not that, I guess. Whoops. No. Wait, what? Why is up? Let me see. Okay, well, I guess I could just do this maybe. mv dot z times equal -1. Whoa. Huh. Why is left and right reversed? Okay, left and right are just reversed. It's weird. Okay, there we go. I just didn't notice okay, I got thrown off. Alright, so this is correct. We just have to invert these. Well, how do I want to do this? I'm not sure if I want to invert these or just invert it afterward, because I think this is correct. I think I just want to invert these afterward just to maintain correctness for as long as possible. Okay, there we go. Very nice. Whoa. Okay, well, so much for that. Okay, this ain't bad. I feel like he's kind of floaty in terms of his movement. Like, I feel like he could be a little faster. But this is not bad at all. Now we just have to make it so that you can actually tilt up and down and do something about like the mouse as well, and there you go. So let's do that. Okay. So this is a road speed. I guess we'll have the same thing. Tilt speed equals 0. Friction can be the same. We'll just copy and paste this. We want 3 this time. We want tilt speed. We probably want to tilt slower. I don't know. No, I'm not sure if I can tilt. If I can do this. Not sure if I can do this. We'll see. Why is it so slow? Why is it so slow? Oh my gosh. It is like absolutely horribly slow. Let's see. I never... Oh, okay. Okay, that's true. Alright. So we want to leave this the same. We're going to assume that this is going to be the same for tilt speed 2, max tilt speed. We want to control how fast the tilt happens. Alright, that might be it. Let's see. Yeah, that's why I thought it might happen. That's not what we want. We want to rotate on the x-axis, but locally. So let's see if there's a function for that. Rotate. So this looks like they got global rotate. Let's see. Global rotate rotates along the normal vector 3 by angle and radians in global space. Not sure quite what that means. Let's see. Rotation. So is rotate X, Y, and Z a local rotation? In local space on X, Y, and Z by angle. Okay. So I want to do a global X rotation. Alright, let's try this then. We probably want rotate vector 3 0 0 0 and then by tilt speed times delta. So we want to rotate on the global x-axis, is that right? No. Okay, so we want to rotate on the local x-axis so that it always goes upwards like this. Let me see. I might be doing this the other way around. Let me see real quick. Lucretius says, "Hey Solar, hey, how's it going, man?" OZ says, "Interesting character model, LOL. Call this Super MC Ashero Galaxy." Okay, so that's working right. That's working right. We want to be able to look up and look down. But once we do this, looking up and looking down. Okay, so rotating on the y-axis is correct. Like it's always spinning around the character. Whoops. It's always spinning around the character. That's what we want. So the y-axis rotation is good. It's the other axis that's just not working right. That's not working right either. Maybe we want to rotate around the local x. So how do I get the local? Let's see, is there axis or something? Axis. How do I get local x? To local? No, to global. Rotate x. In local space. Rotates the node in local space. Rotates the node in local space on x-axis by angle and radians. Rotates the node in local space on given normal vector 3 by angle and radians. Okay, let's see something real quick. Let's say this as it is. So I don't remember the key combo to properly center the view. Anyway, so this is our camera helper, this little block, and this is the actual camera. It follows the camera helper. So when the camera goes like this, you can see the camera up there, like pitching downward, which is good. We want it to do that, and we want to have it pivot. We want to have it pivot like this. But see, we can't rotate like that. We want to rotate on the local X. Like that. So now we want to rotate like this. Okay, so why is this not working? Because we want to rotate local X, global Y. So what's going on? Rotate Y. Oh, maybe this is the issue? Let's see. Rotate. We want new new vector. Vector 3, 0, 1, 0. Road speed times delta. And then we want local X rotation. That might be what we're looking for. Okay. No. no, that rotation is not what we're looking for. It might be that the local rotation is not working correctly. I'm not sure though, because this is working right. That's correct. But when I say rotate X, I'm expecting it to rotate on the local X, like it says. Rotates the node in local space on X-axis by angle and radians. When it says local space, I assume it means local to the object, local to the spatial, and not local to, I don't know, its parent. Because I don't really care about its parent. I'm looking at the node itself. Maybe that's what it thinks when it says local space. Maybe it thinks local space is referring to. Chris D says it's F to zoom in on the select object. Thank you, Chris. I thought I was pressing period because I'm used to Blender controls. I was like, I think that's it. It's F. Okay, that makes sense. Focus. Okay, so we need to rotate. It looks like on a local axis, and it doesn't give us any ability to do that built in. So there should be a function. It would be nice if there was a function to get a local axis. But it doesn't quite seem like there is such an axis. Like there should be something that like gives you local X or something. Maybe the transform has a local rotated inverse. Okay, well I think what I'm gonna end up doing is just grabbing the transform of the camera helper and grabbing the first row of that. Okay, basis. That's what I'm looking for then. Basis.x. Alright, well, that's what I'll use. So let me see if I'm correct on this. Let's see. Print transform.basis.x. Let's see. People are talking in the chat. Sorry, I've been missing. Missing things. The RKO says something reminded him of the Super Mario 64 starting cutscene. Yeah, the tilting camera. the camera problems I've been dealing with is kind of like that. Are kind of like that. Lucretia says, "Hey Zoller, how do gear in sales on Steam compare to sales on itch? Much less or more? I would say more. I would say considerably more. I think." Because it's been on itch for a couple of months, and it's been on Steam for a couple of weeks, and I think it might have surpassed itch's sales already, which is nice. I think I have to do a lot more marketing, possibly. Either it's I have to do a lot more marketing for Gearind, and you know Gearind's a good game, I think, or I just don't see how people make games and be profitable, because it's just like there's no way. So I don't know. I think I might have. Well, it's weird because some people think that like your sales when you launch is like the highest it'll ever be, and you know if that's correct, then that's correct. But I'm not sure. I feel like you know my sales basically are low, and they might rise if I kind of market it more. I'm not sure if I already messed up. Is the point I'm getting at. Maybe I was supposed to get the game to like reviewers and stuff before launching on Steam. I don't know, but I'm going for kind of a different approach. So we'll see how things go. Okay, so this is working right. So I need to get, okay, here we go. So, why is, and that's something else I don't really get about this, well, not, I don't really get, but I don't quite understand about this system is that it doesn't, like, well, okay, maybe it makes sense. Okay, so X is, okay, never mind, I got it. Alright, so transform.basis.x points in the direction of the x-axis. Okay, we're good. So this should be as simple as this. So I guess I can just use rotate Y for this. And then here I can use rotate transform.basis.x tilt speed.delta. That might be what we need to do. Let's see. Yes! We have to do some raycast stuff to make sure that the camera never goes through things. I feel like the looking angle is like inverted too. Hold on. This needs to be negative, I guess. so that when you press up, it looks down. That's kind of what you'd expect. Okay, that's good. That's a little better. Okay, so it's working. We have to make it so that you can't look too far up or too far down. So the lowest you can get probably should be like maybe around there. The highest you can get probably should be, whoa. Whoa, wait, what happened? That's so weird. Okay, there's a couple of issues then. Something just like, the camera just died. I don't see any issues. I'm not sure why that suddenly the camera just like turned off. Like it was looking square up. Like I obliterated things. Alright, well. Lucretia says, I don't think that's ever too late to market. Good luck with that. Sending it even to reviewers now seems like it would still be beneficial. Thank you. And that's what I'm planning to do. Hit it reviewers, streamers, you know, Let's Players, everybody. I contacted Youngtown. I don't know if you guys watch Youngtown, but he's like such a funny, chill dude. Like his streams are awesome. It's just like I would love to have him play, and I know that he likes like really good music too. And I feel like you're not some rockin' music that he would like really geek out over. I don't know. So I send him a key. I'll see if he actually responds or does a stream or anything. Like I would love to see some people I watch play the game. Like that would be great. So I'm just hoping. I'm hoping and trying to hit people up and see how everything goes. Let's get some more music. Let's change the music. Now that we have a different problem, we get a different song. Okay, this is this should be good. This is gonna be a little hyper. Okay. Alright, so the current problem then. Okay, we have to limit the overall angles. Right. Lucretia says, I watched this entire GDC on the camera movement and journey. It was super intense. Oh man. I think I saw like part of that. I'm not sure if it's too loud or not. Again, let me know if it is, because this is a particularly kind of like bumping song. Yeah, I think I saw part of that where it's like they show like, oh, this is kind of one camera thing that could happen and this is how you fix it. Here's another one. It was like 50 different camera issues that they kind of had to fix through Journey to properly like show all of the gameplay, and that was very interesting. I have to watch that again, because the camera is something that gets kind of missed a lot, I think, even in modern games. But there haven't really been there haven't really been a lot of camera, like a lot of platforming games recently. Okay, so let's see. We want to limit, okay, like how far you can tilt the camera. So how do we get the angle? How do we get the angle that something is rotated? But it has to be the local angle though. So maybe, because the transformed basis is what we're basically going to be looking at. Get Euler? Maybe I can get that. Maybe I can use that. Get Euler. Let's see. Transform.basis.get Euler. So this is a y-axis rotation. This is x-axis rotation. Alright, I'm worried about like gimbal lock or something happening that like completely just like wrecks the possible angles. But I don't know. Okay, so we'll assume that this is gonna work and we'll just go with it for now. So the x-axis, like, we'll say -1 is as high as you can go. -1 radians down to maybe 0.4 radians. Yeah, we'll lock the x-axis on that. So we say var e equals transform.basis.get Euler if e dot x is greater than, oh shoot, what did I say? If it's less than or equal to 0.4, then we want to kind of nullify. If x, oh shoot, I didn't do this right. I guess I could just say print e at this point. Okay. Alright, so let's do this again. 0.4. So if it's greater than 0.4 and rote speed, no, this tilt speed. Tilt speed is greater than 0, I think that's right, then we want to say, yeah, don't do that, tilt speed 0. And then if e.x is less than -1 and tilt speed is less than 0, tilt speed 0. So that might be okay. Let's try that. It's gonna be like kind of iffy, but I think it'll be okay. Okay, so it stops like dead center on those points. I would kind of like it to slow down a little bit more. So maybe we say if this, let's see, if camrote times 0.2, we'll do like this: v bar t equals camrote times 0.2. We say if t is greater than 0.4 and t is less than -1, then we're good to go. Okay, so this should be it. Tilt speed plus, and then we see tilt speed plus 2. Alright, so that basically says, oh, that does not work. Okay. Oh shoot. Let's see. Because I'm talking about it like a theoretical angle. That's not gonna work. Around Brown says different songs for different problems. That's life's motto right there. Basically. Different songs for different problems, because everybody's got problems. Raycasting says Mario Odyssey did it pretty good. One of the best 3D platformers for sure. I gotta get a Switch, man. Gotta get a Switch and try that out. HK Mix says I did a enhanced Raytracer for my final in graphics. Wow, dude. Surprising. Congratulations. I've never done any ray tracing or anything like that. It seems like a lot of people are waiting for that because it's supposed to be like legendary, like really solid graphics, but just really low resolution. So people are like waiting for the graphics cards to kind of get up to that speed to use that technique for AAA games and stuff. Infinite light bounces, infinite shadows, as far as I know. It's just basically limited by resolution. Not infinite per se, but like, you know, much more than we have currently, even though graphics currently are really good. Alright, so we need to get the angle that it would be if the tilt kind of went through. I can't do that without applying the transform. Shoot. Well, I don't really want to do that much work on this. Maybe I'll just leave it as it is. There's just not really a lot of reason to kind of make it nicer. It can be a little janky for now, at least. Yeah. The whole point is just limiting it. And that's fine. It's simple code, works well. Cool. Let's just clean this up a little bit. We don't need to print this. Alright, so whoops. Alright, so we're pretty good at this point, I think. We still have to do a raycast. Oh yeah, that's another issue I just saw. When we look down, the direction the player moves in is completely like kind of offset. It's not right, because now the plane that the player's trying to move in is like completely different from where he should be moving. That's bad. We don't want that. So what we need to do is, when we rotate this, we need to kind of cancel out the like downward angle of the basis, I think. Let's try this. So B equals bar, B equals, well, I'll just copy this. So let's print out B real quick. Okay, so this is the X, Y, and Z axis for the camera. So basically, we don't care about the direction. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Because basically the angle that we're moving is tilting too with the camera. We don't want that. We want the direction that the player moves to be consistent and constant across the surface of the area he's moving on. So like he's moving in this direction. When the camera, well, I guess you could say it like this. He's moving in this direction. When the camera tilts down, we don't want him to be moving into the ground vertically. We want him to still be moving on a flat plane. So either we need to do something with the basis before transform, or we need to do something with the rotated movement vector. I'm not sure which. I don't quite remember how I solved this. Like this, see? X, Y, and Z. So a lot of it is going into the Y axis, which is not something we want. So maybe we would be okay. Maybe let's try this real quick. We might just be okay, just saying mv.y equals 0, and then mv equals mv.normalized. So just setting the vertical portion to 0 and normalizing the vector might be enough. Can't tell if it's losing fidelity. I think it's losing fidelity, yeah. Yeah, like once I hold on, this is hard to tell on this little block. Let's get this one and scale it up a little bit. Where's the transform scale? Okay. Transform, move that over. Okay. That should give us a little bit more of a room to test this out on. So basically, like, I'm holding, not quite down, well, I'm holding, I just want to make sure I don't walk off the edge of anything. I'm holding like a slight left and mostly down. Once I tilt it down, he starts heading more down left. I feel like, maybe I'm being paranoid though. Yeah, he kind of veers left. Like he's veering to the outside because the x-axis is being squashed, I think. Yeah, you can see it really heavily there. Boom. Yeah, he's. I don't know if it's worth the effort to fix. I think it is. I think I should try to do it right. This is not bad, but it's not. Well, it's kind of bad. Let's see if we can properly fix this. We don't need to print the movement vector anymore. Alright, so yeah, let's see. So we could mess around with these basis variables, but I'm not sure if we really want to do that. Let's see. Transform. rotation degrees? Wait. Rotation degrees is a thing? Oh, then I didn't even need to do, oh. So I can, oh, I didn't even know I didn't need to do that. There's a variable that already tells you the rotation of the, yeah, okay, that would be good to know in the future. But the basis still is not quite right. Let's see. So what do we want to do here? So I guess what we can do is minimize one of these values, because basically when we're looking down, the x-axis is the same. That's the angle that we want to move in, and the forward axis is now the z-axis, which is the y-axis. The depth axis is the y-axis. Is that right? Shoot, I do not remember how I did this. Because this is basically looking down global, or no, this is basically looking down forward. So we don't really care about forward here. We want x. X is to be the right of the camera, and Z, that's just not right. Oh, look at him go. So Z needs to be the Y. Or maybe if I add them together? Shoot, I don't remember how I solved this. Because once you tilt down, up should be this way. Well, maybe if I just crush it, huh? Because, like... Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, okay, I think... Oh, what happened? Okay, something just killed the transform on the cam helper, which is not good. That's what we call not good. I'm not sure if I'm doing something to crush it. Maybe it's this. Getting the Euler might be bad, but it shouldn't influence the basis to get any value within. So that shouldn't happen. But I guess we're good if we just get the rotation. Yeah, that works as well, so that's fine. We don't have to mess around with the degree. So basically, once we're looking down, that would be the camera's local... Oh, this is like, it doesn't show... Okay, here we go. Okay, the camera's local Z. Local negative Z. If we crush the Y parameter of local Z, that should give us forward. Okay, we're good. We got it, I think. Okay, so we can say B dot... Oh, I guess we could just crush all... Okay, well, let's do... Okay, B dot X dot X. B dot X... Because we don't want any vertical component to any of this stuff, right? So... Like, it should never happen in X because the camera never tilts horizontally. Like, it never rotates like this. Like that never happens. It never rolls. So X is always going to be parallel to the ground with that third dimension. So that's fine. We don't have to do anything with that. We're just talking about, or looking specifically for local Z negative down there. So we need to crush the Y component of local Z, I think. So B.Z.Y equals 0, B.Z equals B.Z.normalize. And I guess we want, because this is a basis, transform. Basis, a basis. We want a new basis. Okay, so we just need to make a new basis surrounding this. So basis. Okay, that might be all we need to do. Brush Y, so movement doesn't go into ground. Alright, so that basically should do it. And it does. It doesn't go into the ground anymore. He doesn't get any movement crush. That's exactly what we want. Perfectamundo. Oh no! Okay, so I want to implement like the ability to kind of hang off of stuff. That would be cool. I also would like to implement raycasting so the camera doesn't like go somewhere that is not possible to see the player from. So we'll have to figure out exactly how to do that. So it probably would be best to put the camera in its own scene, just because we're gonna have like an actual setup here. Well, let's not worry about that right now. Let's focus on getting this to work. So let's see, we're still working on the camera, so let's do that. But this is a different problem, so let's go ahead and get some more music. Let's get, man, I don't know. Let's get, oh, I've been working on this kind of like chill music. I think it could work pretty well. Let's go with that. That's what not like, well, I guess it's an EP. This is quiet though. Let's go ahead and boost the volume a little bit. That probably will be okay. Okay, so the idea is that basically we're gonna create a raycast node. This is it, yeah. It's gonna raycast from here back to the camera. Enabled, yeah. We want to cast to let's see. I'm not sure if it's local or not. Cast to might need to be specifically the camera. I'm not sure. Let's check. Find node, raycast, print. Lucretia says, can't you just raycast your camera and then place the camera on the hit position of the raycast for camera collision? Never mind, you doing that. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm not sure if that would be a satisfactory solution though, because it might be kind of jumpy. ZRKO says, whoa, that's amazing. Where can I find the music? I made the music. And you can't find it anywhere right now. I'm still working on like kind of making an album out of it, because I have, I think, currently 4 tracks. Yeah, 4 tracks like this, kind of similar. And I'd like to kind of flesh it out a little bit. But maybe I'll put this on SoundCloud so that people can kind of listen to it. Okay, so what we're gonna need to do, because I'm not sure exactly how raycasts work. Let's see, get collider is colliding. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. We want cast to the array's destination point relative to the raycast position. So we want to set the destination point, then okay, well, like the cast to, okay, like the autocomplete works usually. So we want the cast2 point to be ray.cast2.set, or I guess we could just say equals. We want it to be the difference between the camera helper and the camera. So if this is the cam helper script, then we want it to be transform minus find node cam helper dot transform print ray dot cast2. Didn't work. Didn't work. Okay. Let's see. Is that because I couldn't find it? Find node cam helper. Oh, I am cam helper. Psh, my mistake. I mean camera. Didn't work. 71. Let's see. Invalid get index transform. Okay, so it still couldn't find camera. Is that because why couldn't it find it? Print find node camera. Can't find it. Why? Lucretia says, yeah, it is jumpy and it's horrible in tight places. Lots of platforms like Odyssey make objects in front of the platformers, I guess, like Odyssey make objects in front of the player invisible or semi-visible, mixed with raycasting and some lerping. Yeah, I think that probably would be a good idea. I think the thing you were talking about, and I was talking about earlier, with Journey, like they mentioned certain things that were thin enough to not fully obscure the player, they would tag as basically not being something that the camera raycasting system needs to be concerned about. So like you could get behind a pillar and the camera wouldn't like suddenly snap in front of the pillar. It would just be like, well, you should know where you are. So that's probably what I'll end up doing if I ever make something with, you know, thin enough. Why doesn't find node work? If I make something with thin enough, like, geometry. A descendant of this node. Oh, is that... No, this is a descendant. Camera is a descendant. Cam helper. Yeah, camera is a descendant. I don't quite get it. Let's see. Print get children. Yeah, you got a camera, and you got a raycast. I don't quite get why I can't find camera. I'm like, am I missing something? Camera's the name. Maybe, hold on. Okay. Oh, I keep forgetting F3. That's what I was looking for. All right, let's see. Whose name matches mask as in string.match. It does not match against the full path, just against individual node names. Let's see. Print get child 0. Yeah, I don't get it. Camera is right there. Why can't it find camera? Find node. Do I have to do something like that, or? I don't think I do. I think you only need to do that kind of thing if you're going outside of the hierarchy. This is cam helper. Yeah, this isn't pop. Camera. I think this might be a bug, I'm not sure. Game Jam, sup? Imshin54 says, have you tried Git Node instead? I have not. I just tried that right now. I'm just about to, thanks to your suggestion. Hold on. Yeah, why is... For some reason, find node is not getting anything. Any children. Pop arm? Right, yeah, no, it doesn't work. Is it just... Maybe it's just broken, I don't know. Find node is just not working? I think I used find node before, though. Get node. Yeah, I don't know. Whoops. Yeah, I don't really need to actually find any nodes. We'll just use get node. Yeah, it's very strange. Game Jam says, good to see you using Godot. Thanks. My brother loves it, he says. Lucretia says, yeah, next level weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's... I don't think I'm making any mistakes. Maybe I'll just have to send, post a report for this, because it seems like this definitely should be working, and it's definitely not. It's just straight up not finding it. Okay, well. Try find node C. Hold on. Find node C star, yeah. Yeah, it's completely finding just nothing. You got cam helper, you got camera, you got coyote jump, you got collision shape. All of that should be within this hierarchy somewhere. Well, direct children, I guess. Yeah, it should look for camera, it didn't find anything. Can I just do star to look for anything? No, it doesn't work. Does a simple expression match where star matches 0 or more arbitrary characters and question mark matches any single character except dot? Yeah, so this, I think if I'm looking at this right, this should be doing something and it's not doing that thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron Morris says, would pop.camera work? No? I don't think. Well, I think it would be pop.camhelper.camera because it's in that hierarchy, but I don't think this works with hierarchies. No. What about just find pop? I think it also works specifically using, it says a descendant of this node, so it would look from cam helper down, and it's not finding anything, despite the fact that it should definitely find Raycast or camera or something, and it's just not finding anything. It might be, hold on, let me try something real quick. No, it's not, because I unparent the camera from the cam helper from the pop, and then go from there. So I'm thinking maybe that has something to do with it. Whoops. Not found target. Okay. Okay, now I can find it. So it's just the yeah, I'm doing this and it seems like it doesn't like that. So basically, I guess that's what the issue is. ZRKO says 21 people watching, that's a new record. DDR voice. That's a new record, kind of a thing. Yeah, it's very weird, but I think what it boils down to is it's messing up the hierarchy when I do this reparenting. Because basically I'm reparenting it from pop out into the main world, like here. This is supposed to be out here on world. And to do that, I do this, where I remove it from its current parent, remove the cam helper from its current parent, which is pop, and reparent it to the top level node, which is world. It works fine now, but once I do this, it no longer works. I can't find it, even though the hierarchies from the cam helper's position perspective, the hierarchy is unchanged. The camera's still its child, the raycast is still its child, but it doesn't like that. So I'll report that bug. Okay, so we figured it out. Let's continue trying to get this camera collision system to work. Oh, I'm still using find node. I need to use get node. Let's see, I'm kind of torn between like being upset that there is a find node and a get node, because it's like, do you really need both? But at the same time, it's like, well, I guess, you know, maybe you could have some application where it's like, I need to know if there's a node in my hierarchy. I suppose, I don't know, I'm just a little salty maybe. Okay, so I can't, oh, subtract a transform from a transform, I need a translation from a translation. Okay, so where's my camera? Oh, here it is. Alright, that's not right, or no? I guess that's right, okay. No. What? Okay, I don't quite get what I'm getting here, because it's like, why is the translation not updated when I'm rotating the camera, which makes sense, but then when I move, it updates. Like, it can't be both, right? Like, if the camera is rotating, then the translation of the camera, if the cam helper is rotating, then the translation of the cam helper dolly, so to speak, is rotating like this, then the cam helper, the camera itself is updating, and the position is changing. Which, if it doesn't factor into that, and this is just a local, you know, difference between this and this, that's fine. But then why does it update when I move? Why is the difference changing? It can't do both, right? Translation. Okay, I don't quite get this. Is it global transform? Maybe I need global transform? Maybe it's global transform, because maybe transform is give me translation. No, wait, what did I find? Close some of that stuff. Translation. Translation to local to global. I don't get what is this? What is this concept of local and global from world, like for Godot? Because what I'm used to for local and global is not, I don't think, what it's saying it is. I don't know. LOL Bloodthirster says, "What's up with the fish in the jar as your new logo?" That's my new logo. HK Mix says, the doc seems to make it sound like find node can work recursively to find sub-descendants as well, whereas get node will retrieve exactly one path. I think that's what it's supposed to do, but it just breaks entirely when I take the parent outside of the node hierarchy and put it somewhere else. That's basically what it seems like. Lucretia says, because the parent is physically moving, when you move, the parent moves to child updates locally. When you move the parents, I'm not sure if I understand your last comment, but you're saying that basically when the parent moves, the child moves, right? So like the parent moves and that updates its translation. But see, that's the thing. If the parent rotates, the child's translation changes. Like if the cam helper rotates like this, the child's translation, its global translation changes. Okay, it doesn't show that, which is fine, but then when I move, how can the translation, this is what I'm talking about. Like, how can the translation change? I don't get it. Oh wait, no, hold on. I'm not looking at the right thing. Alright, hold on. So I rotate the cam helper. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Oops, didn't mean to do that. When the parent rotates, it's not translating. Yeah, well, okay, like, I don't quite get it, I guess. Because it's like, if I'm rotating the parent, then the child's translation changes. It's no longer in the same position. And if you say, oh, it doesn't because it's a local parent, you know, the child is parented to the parent, to the handle in this case, and the handle rotates, and that rotation propagates down the hierarchy to the child, then why is it that when I move the parent, the child's translation updates? Except it doesn't here. Okay, maybe I'm just not looking at what I'm printing out something wrong. Let me see. Translation minus get node translate. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Okay, I got it. It's completely working the right way. Because already the translation of the child camera is already relative to the parent, and it doesn't change. I was looking at this wondering why it kept changing, because I'm subtracting the parent's translation. I don't need to do that because the child's translation is already relative to the parent. Okay, so we should be good to, yeah, okay, good. All right, I was like, what is going on? All right, okay, cool. So let's test this out. Print ray dot, can I get some autocomplete? Like, in just like a little bit of autocomplete is colliding. Not sure if this will work. Okay, so right there it is colliding. Okay, so it seems like it's working. So what we're gonna do then, I'm not sure if this is gonna work. We say if ray.is colliding, Lucretia says, yeah, problem solved. Yeah, I was completely just not understanding. I understand the concept of like parent-child, you know, translation differences and, you know, child updates and all that stuff. I just didn't grasp the fundamental approach that I had what I needed already. I didn't need to subtract the translation of the camera from its parent translation because the translation is already relative to the parent. I'm an idiot. Okay, so if the ray is colliding, we want to just, let's see, I think we have a position, or do we have to get collision point? Okay, get collision point. All right, so let's do this. How do we want to do this? Okay, we're gonna have the target original cam point. And we're gonna set this to get node camera dot translation. And I think I probably need to do like a new vector 3f, or I'm sorry, vector 3, so that it doesn't, like, we don't actually accidentally mess with it, because it's probably a reference. I'm not sure if let's test this real quick since I'm not sure. So basically, if we say original cam point.x plus equal like 100, does it like scroll over 100? No. Does that am I? Or is this? Oh, it's because it's a get set, right? So only if we actually write to translation is it setting it. Okay, so it's not a reference then. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we're good. All right, so we're storing the original camera like zoom position, and then what we're gonna do is say if the ray collides, then we want to set the original. No wait. We want to set the target cam position to be original cam. No wait. Okay, original cam point. I would prefer original cam position actually. And then we say if the ray is colliding, then ray target cam pose equals ray dot collision point. Okay. Get node camera dot. Well, this can be done better. Let me do it like this. We don't really need the camera too much. Well, it's only one child. It's okay. Get node. Well, let's do it. Camera equals get node camera. I did not do that. I don't know what that was. Why does it like highlight more than I really need to highlight? Okay, so camera dot translation equals target cam pose. That might be all we need. No. Okay. No. This isn't what we want at all. Let's see. I guess what we want to do then, I think I know what I need to do, and I think what I need to do is get the distance and set the camera to be at that distance. Yeah, this is oh my gosh. This is incorrect. This is what we call in the industry incorrect. Lucretia says, I think you might need an empty that has the camera as a child. The empty isn't affected by camera collision. Otherwise, I wouldn't know how to restore. It wouldn't know how to restore camera position after a collision. I think this is right, because basically, if there's no collision, then the camera's translation will be the target cam position. I'm sorry, the original camera position. So like, the camera's here, and then if they're okay, that's yeah, because it's local. Okay. So we're gonna do this a different way. The translation has a length, so that's gonna be the original camera zoom, basically. The target camera translation, and we'll have. I guess we'll keep the angle because I am hesitant to just do this willy-nilly. So let's keep the original cam angle as well, which is null. Original cam angle equals get node camera dot translation. So this could be this. Okay, so I think this is right because we have or not length. Yeah, no, that's correct. So then we say angle equals, or vect equals original cam vect. We want to normalize it though. Normalized, which means we can't do this anymore. We have to actually get that. Okay. So the vector represents basically the angle. Yeah. Kind of like the angle upwards and away. I'm sorry. Basically, it's like this, the angle to the camera, and then we have the zoom, which is the distance to the camera. When we run into a wall, that the distance needs to change, but the actual angle is the same. So we want to get the distance. So we say var dist equals original cam zoom, and then we can say dist equals, in this case, ray.get collision point. Let's see. The collision point. Camera dot to world to global. Camera dot translation minus, and then dot length, and then we say vect camera dot translation equals original cam vect dot normalized times dist. That might work. Let's see. Nope. Wait a second. Oh, wait. Hold. Wait. Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. ZRKO says, see you, Solar. Thanks very much for stopping by, ZRKO. Always nice to have people stopping by to watch development happen. Lucretia says you could try pushing the camera out a little bit from its collision hit point. Yeah, I'll try that as well. That might be part of the problem, actually. So the distance... Oh, wait. The raycast is on the camera. Okay, that's right. So then we want to cast it in the direction of the... Okay, so we hit it, we move it. Okay, let's see. Print ray dot get collider dot... Good lord. Closest object. Okay, so that's what I want. Let's see, what exactly are we touching here? Okay. Why does the distance change so much? The distance is all over the place. Let's see. Oh, I get it. Camera dot to global translation. Do I need to switch these? Nope. Why is the length greater? LOL Bloodthirster, I don't know. Says, do you have multiple monitors? Yeah, I do. I've got one to the right, and this one that you see me working on. Also, the music's going on this monitor to the right. I would like to change the music, but we're not on a different problem yet. We gotta stick to it. That's our benefit. That's our little cookie for solving this problem. If ray is colliding, dist equals ray dot get collision point minus camera dot to global camera. I guess I could just say to global. From this node's local space to world space. Okay, well, so I guess we don't want to do that. Camera dot translation length. Okay, let's print out what dist is. Okay, so dist is 15 initially. Let's see, what's the camera's position? Okay, I could believe this is 15 away. Let's see. Yeah, that's okay, that's 15. So it's 15 initially, and then it goes up to 26. Why does the distance rise? Okay, so I guess there's fundamentally a problem with what I'm thinking is happening. So let's print out the camera's translation point. Let's see, the camera should be somewhere around here. Let's see, negative, okay, so that's nothing on the X, 11 on the Y. Negative 32. Oh wait, no. X 11 on the Y. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's print out the rays. Collision point again. So the X and Y, alright, so the Y is not changing, right? The Z. So Y. Ray dot minus camera dot length. Yeah, there's something fundamentally wrong with how this is thinking. It's completely off. Do I need to do that? Let's see. Because the camera's translation isn't changing. That's the fundamental issue too. Let me see. HK Mix says the dist multiplication is happening multiple times for whatever reason. I think, yeah, okay, this confirms what I thought about the camera, that the child isn't moving. So I need to translate this, right, to world space. So camera dot to world, camera dot translation. Shouldn't that give me the world position of the camera? I know this is supposed to exist. Let's see. To global. Okay. Okay, that seems logical, I think. The dist equals ray dot get collision point minus camera dot trans. to global. I think I'm correct on what this is supposed to be doing. Try printing this out. Okay, this is printing multiple things. Hold on. So not. Let's see. Not too much change on the x-axis. A little bit of change on the y-axis, and plenty of change on the z-axis. Let's see. This says it should move 25 over, -4. 6. Oh, well, no. How do I get the? Yeah, a world translation function would be very nice, because this too global mess is not really working for me. Just an easy way to get a world position, because too global, I'm not sure if it's working correctly, or maybe I'm well, okay, like I don't like how you have to provide a point and it also works from the node's local space. Like why both? Why not just have it transform the point from local space to world space without existing on the node itself, or transform the node's local position to world space? I don't quite get why it. Maybe okay. I guess there's. Let's see. Oh, okay. I think I figured it out. Okay, this entire time I was wrong. It's supposed to be minus the cam helpers translation. I think that's what I've been missing. And that's the distance that we're going to be working with. And that's the distance that we're going to be setting. Okay, it's working. It's freaking out for a couple of reasons, I think. One is that it should be the camera cast 2 needs to be the camera's translation. Well, we can just do original cam vec times original cam zoom. There we go. Very nice. It's just got to lerp a little bit, and it could put the camera out an additional, like, tiny bit in. Let's just make sure that's. Whoops. I just want to make sure that this is working correctly. Yeah, so it gets a little closer. So it's not as likely to clip into the geometry. Oh snap. Okay. Cool. Alright, so yeah, that's working correctly actually. It just could lerp a little better. Okay. So we're gonna set this to be Aaron Moore says you might want to add a small amount of padding to avoid the camera clipping into world geometry. Yeah, I would have to use 2 raycasts, one on each side of the camera, basically. to properly do that, to make it so that it can't like clip into the side, I think. But yeah, a little padding ain't never hurt anybody. So we can pad it. We padded it a little bit, one unit in. It would also be nice to lerp this. So let's see. One easy way to do it. So we want to set the dist to be the camera's current distance, which is, I guess I could just do the length. And then say target dist, otherwise target shoot equals that's not gonna work. I didn't do that. Target can be dist. We can say plus equal target equals this. Okay, we'll say dist target equals that. Dist target equals that. And we say otherwise dist tar. Well, that's fine. Oh shoot! How do I want to do this? Okay, so we want to set the target to be original cam zoom. Otherwise, we want it to be the new zoom. So this shouldn't change the. Nope. Never mind. Camera translation length. Camera translation light times dist. Okay. Right. So we want to set that dist target equals that. Okay. So I think this is right. Whew. We just have to do dist plus equal dist minus dist, or dist target minus dist times 21. So this should give us the nice like lerping a little bit, kind of smoothing into position. Oh snap, guys. All right, man. All right, bro. We got a 3D platformer up in here. It's not perfect. It's not perfect by any means, but it's honestly not bad. Oh no. Okay, so what happened there? Like, why did that not really look good? I'm trying to see, like, under which circumstances does it fail and why. I think it's just it can get a little low. This might be better. Maybe horizontal is like the furthest down it gets. It should be able to get like there. My son can finally jump. Look at my little popcorn boy. He's so full of spirit and hope. Okay. What is going on? Oh, okay. It's getting stuck on him, on Pop himself. I'm like, why is it like doing that sometimes? Okay, let's fix that real quick. So the raycast needs to avoid. Okay, it doesn't have anything here. I think there's a thing I can specify to make the ray ignore things. Let's see. Collision mask, add exception. Okay, so we want to add an exception. So we'll do it in ready. Add exception, and that's going to be get node dot. Let's see. How does this work exactly? Dot slash. Sort backpack dot slash swap. Okay, so dot slash. Okay, so I think we want dot. That will just be pop, huh? We want pop. Yeah. Print get node dot. Kinematic body 993. I guess that's this. It'd be nice if they gave you the name, but that's good. Oops. Let's get the name then. Name. Just want to make sure. Back. Oh, get name. All right. Pop. Okay, cool. So that's it. Wheat Bix says, "Wow, this is really cool. Just alt tabbed back in. Nice progress. Thank you." Bears says, "Looks so much more intuitive than Unreal." Oh, really? I had no idea. I don't use Unreal, so I wouldn't know how difficult. It seemed difficult. I like tried it, but I just tried it for like a couple of minutes. I never really like put some serious effort into it to see like how things were going. Very nice. All right, let's just do something kind of cool. How long? I've been going for 2 hours. Oh man, it went so fast. What was that? I thought I heard something. Well, yeah, it's been 2 hours, so I'm gonna sign off in a couple of minutes. I'm just gonna mess around a little bit with some like mess around with the world to make it look interesting, kind of different. Let's see. Whoops. Is that this? No. Where is what was that song I was playing before? There we go. This is a little short tune, but that's nice. Still a nice tune. Give ourselves a world environment. I guess what we'll do is just save this. Wait, no. Okay, we'll make do with this test world environment so we don't actually like mess up our default. That looks kind of nice. This will be wait a second. Okay, cool. This will be kind of like a sunset thing. Ground should be orange. Bottom should be this dark blue. That's weird. I thought I remember. Is this working? That's weird. I thought I... Oh, this is just pop. Oh, I was like, what is going on? Okay, hold on. Okay, that's slightly better. Let's see. Let's rotate this. Oh, wait a second, what was that? Color and sky? Canvas. Clear color. Custom color. Sky. Oh, that's cool. There's so many options. The sun will be probably a red, actually. Probably like a reddish. It looks pretty cool. Let's see. Okay, ambient color. Can we just make it like a dark purple for an ambient? Let's go for just a little bit overblown. Yeah, this is actually like low-key cool. Like the ability to just drag stuff onto the world. That is rather nice. It'd be nice if they allowed you to snap it to the... Wait a second. Okay, yeah. It'd be nice if they allowed you to snap it to the, to existing objects. So this is just, I'm just testing this out really quickly. I'm not like doing much with this, kind of just to test indoor areas. Look, everyone's talking about like will Pop collect butter instead of coins, and every time he collects butter he gets more yellow. The more butter, the more likely he gets picked up to be eaten. That is true though. The buttery ones are the best. Okay. Like, this is actually like an interesting thing. I think I have these blocks like set to be kind of metallic looking. Let me see. We don't want any metallic on these. Let's say yeah, rim. Is that like rim lighting? Okay. I probably just need a texture for it or something. Okay, let's go back. Alright, let's see. Messing around with some of the built-in features too. I always forget where my controller is for some reason. This is pretty cool, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually kind of cool. Like, just the ability to quickly get stuff like this working is pretty amazing. Oh no. Actually, the light does need to be stronger. Let's do that. Okay, so indoor areas seem to, yeah, they work rather very cleanly, very nicely. Let's get some steps going. Okay, so I should be able to just reload this by going to load and saying default. Yeah, That doesn't change the light though. The light's still red. Oh no. It's slightly too much for him. Okay. So this is good, because this allows me to... Whoa. Whoops. This allows me to basically tell, like, what is too little distance, what's too much distance. Like, would I want him to be able to jump up this? I think I do. I think he should be able to jump up that. So either I need to make him jump stronger, or have the ability to kind of, like, hold jump to kind of float. Let's see. Let's give him a slightly stronger jump. We'll say 30 maybe. That seems like it's way too much. 25 seemed like it was okay. We just needed to kind of give a little bit more oomph to let him get up that that initial jump. Oh no. Let's see. Okay, just that little bit was enough. So I have to figure out, like, do I want to be able to hold jump to, like, give a longer jump? I think I do. Let's see here. Okay, so how would I get around this kind of a challenge? Because that's what I was watching somebody who was like talking about Mario 64, and they mentioned like one of the little tricks you can do to kind of get around stuff like this in the game. So like what would I add for this character's moveset to be able to kind of traverse things more easily? Because once you jump, you can't really easily move your character around. He can move a little bit, but not like an appreciable amount. It's kind of hard to see because there's no like defining features, but like, okay, let me get to the edge. So basically, like, he kind of has like a little bit of ability to phase or to kind of like influence his jump, but not a huge amount. It's really all about more so his like initial jump speed, his initial movement speed before he jumps. I'm trying to like set up a situation where I can actually yeah, it's not bad. I think that's pretty good, because you wouldn't really use the jump like that. You just use it to kind of like readjust. Lucretia says he pops a double jump. I don't think I want double jump, but yes, I do think I want him to have popping as something he does to kind of increase movement ability. Maybe like a roll or something, or like a instantaneous air movement. Oh, that could be cool. So he doesn't jump, he can just kind of like press the button and like push his momentum in a different direction to kind of like readjust himself. So he can't really, it's not really a double jump, maybe it's kind of like a roll or a dive. Maybe he could double as an attack. Wait a second. Okay, that's bad. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Somebody said something. They said, oh, Charles Voboda says, whoa, what is this modern art installation? That's a good question. Let's see. Somebody asked, something about animation. I think Lucretius, was it you, who said, how is animation handled? How do 3D animations work in Godot? So for Godot 3, it looks like they revamped things. It's actually automatically done for you. Before you would have like an import menu that you would use to import stuff. Now you just go ahead and like export your 3D model to DAE format, DAE format, using the better exporter they provide. And then when you, I think you can, yeah, you can just click and drag. Oh my gosh. How did that happen? Why is he upside down? Okay. I guess it was to match the angle. I don't know. He's not doing it now. Alright, well, you can just click and drag, or if you want to change it, you can create a new inherited scene, which basically creates this layout where it's, I mean, this is what you would get otherwise, but now you can actually like add stuff to it. And things, you can't change things though. And that's something I'm trying to like understand about this system, because it's really efficient, it's very smooth, it's very nice, because you don't have to fiddle a lot with stuff. You can say like how you want it to be imported, and then you're pretty much good. But the thing that I noticed was, like for the animation player, all of your animations are automatically imported if you export if you export the scene with them, like this, with export animation and all actions tagged or ticked, the animations will be present in the DAE file, which is good. But when they're loaded in, and you know, they work and play fine, but, well, okay, there's one issue is that it seems like they aren't always loaded in. I might have been doing something wrong, I don't know. But again, this is beta, you know, it's gonna be buggy in some respects. But basically, I don't see how I can add or change this animation in any way. So like, I tried adding, for example, points to like have the like dust spawn, but I couldn't quite figure out how to do it, because these animations, as far as I can tell, can't be added to. Let me see something real quick. If I say, oh yeah, I want to create a new track and insert a key, I don't think this will actually like work. So I might be doing something wrong, but I think it might be that the animation player can't like play additional, like you can't alter these animations. I think that might be the issue that I was running into, in which case you know, I could just make a new animation player or whatever, you know, deal with it some other way. It'd be nice if you could alter animations that are loaded in though. I'm not sure exactly how they would do that, but if they could at all. Oh, Leonard Mayer says you can make it unique to the scene, then it won't be inherited anymore. Make it unique to the scene. Make it unique to the scene. Make it unique to the scene. How do I do that? Cry System says it was a bug, it's already fixed. I'm not sure if you mean the animation thing. If so, great, because that would be really nice. Because that would be, like, that I would say is one of the best things about this engine. Like, there's a lot of great stuff, but the ability to, like, open a, you know, weapon swing animation and go ahead and create a key that, like, makes a sound play or makes a dust particle appear, like, that is absolutely, you know, excellent to me. That is amazing. That is, you know, to have that kind of workflow between runtime animation and design, to be able to say, oh, I want this to work this particular way. Like, that would be excellent if that worked. So if they fixed it, great, absolutely great. Leonard says, I think it's the little tool icon in the animation editor. Do you mean this or this? Onion skinning, cross blend stuff. This is autoplay on load. Not sure which one you're thinking of. I would assume that it has to be something that's present excuse me, present for all nodes and not just for the animation player, because you might want to change other stuff too. So I would imagine that there's, is it this? Make sub resources unique? Maybe that's what you mean. Let me save it and see what happens. Nothing seemed to change. We got a David Mayer and Leonard Mayer. Where are the odds? Lucretia says you can have keys to play sounds. That is tight. I think you can. Let me see. Sound, music, audio stream player. Let's see. Spatial. I think you should be able to. Raycast. Join. I assume that there's something to play 3D sound in 3D space. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, or looking for. Let's see. You can say set a stream. Okay, so you have Og Vorbis, Og sample T-Res. Okay, you got wave, Og. Okay, so waves and Ogs, and playing on. Yeah, you might be able to set the playing to be a key, and there you go. And if you do that, then yeah, you can have specific sounds play on specific animations, which is key. That's excellent because, like, for a very basic example, for my run loop here, I mean, every time he takes a step, I want to play a sound where he where you hear the footstep, and every time he takes a step, I'd like to spawn dust. That's really something you can only do. It would be nice to not have to work super hard to get that kind of stuff in there by just editing the animation right here. That would be great. So I think it's supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to do that, which, if so, that is absolutely incredible to me. That's, yeah, Lucretius, that is crazy useful. Yeah, dude. Like, I can't even imagine the power this animation system holds if it does work the way it seems like it does, which is like you can key anything and play it back in an animation. That is amazing. It's a great engine otherwise. Like, even if it didn't have that stuff, I would definitely recommend it. But if it did actually allow you to do what I think it's supposed to allow you to do, that would be phenomenal. Oh no! Oh, for a second I thought it got caught. I kind of did. Okay. So I gotta... Go! Go! Pop, go! Go, Pop, go! Work your way through. Oh my gosh, I'm actually... Come on. Oh, snap, boy! I'm a pro Pop player. Oh, hold on. Aaron Moore says, make his steps sound boopy. It's better than a sharp clicky sound. To make it more dynamic, play 2 or 3 slightly pitch shifted loopy sounds that play at random on each football. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. So like there's a lot you could do, but yeah, I would that sounds like a good idea, definitely. Yeah, this is good, dude. This is like this engine is just, it's very nice. It's very nice. Like, even without the animation system, it's super great. Yeah, Lucretia says so much aesthetic stuff is tied to animation, so that's super cool. Yeah, I agree. I think that without I feel well, I don't know. I don't know how Unity and Unreal do it. So I don't know if they have like really great animation systems. If they don't, I would recommend they work on that, because I never really thought too much about it, but when you think about most of the stuff that you would want to do, it's going to be tied to an animation. Footsteps, animation, dust particles, animation, weapon firing, animation, weapon firing sounds, animation, anything. The only thing I would like to see, I think, out of the animation system is maybe an easier way to tag animations. So like, let me go over here, stop this. I'm pressing the wrong thing. Like, maybe I don't want to, because like, in order to actually do what I think I want to do, where it's like, oh, I want something to happen. Is the lag on my side or on your side? Just wondering. I don't have any, I don't see any problems with my stream, so it might be on your side. Might be. Not sure though. But like, if I wanted to do something like, say, oh, let's turn off the coyote jump feature, which is basically when you run off the edge, you have a slight amount of time where you can still jump, and that's a timer here. It's 0.25 seconds. So I might say, okay, you know, in this particular, at the end of this animation or whatever, let's make it so that the wait time is, you know, short. So you don't have really any time to use your coyote jump. So right here, oh, did I not? Yeah, so right here it's, you know, normal, and right here it goes down to 0.01, right? And it looks like it's interpolating, but yeah. So it's 0.25 and then 0.01. Like, that's great, but I think I would like to see some tagging options. So I can simply go here and say, you know, let me just create a tag, rather than having to specifically like create a variable, expose it to the editor if it doesn't exist, and then create keys for that variable. It'd be nice if I could have some way to just like click somewhere and say, oh yeah, let me just add a key, or I'm sorry, add a tag here, without having to like do that other stuff. Maybe each key could have a list of tags, and you could examine each channel of an animation for its keys to see, you know, tags for that key. Like I think tags would be very nice in addition to what already exists. Like, you know, being able to animate any editor exposed variable or editor exposed property is great, but I feel like having a tag system would be key. Either the ability to add tags to a key or add tags on a frame, either one. Because then you could do stuff like, you know, playing footfall, spawning gunshots, or, you know, out of a weapon, or a, you know, hitbox on a melee weapon swing attack. Like, you wouldn't have to actually have any variables. You could just put everything essentially in the animation itself. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. Or maybe they could make, yeah, I would add a tag system specifically in animations. I was thinking maybe they could add like tags to the animation player, where you can add tags and like say where they are and stuff, but that feels like you're separating the idea of the tags being on the animation. So the animation is a resource, and the animation player has the tags for that resource. So what happens if you have a different animation player on wait a second. Leonard Mayer says you can add function calls? You mean for the animation system? Really? If so, that is phenomenal. If you can add function calls, if you can call a function every time a frame is reached. I mean, wow, that is something else. That is phenomenal if you can, because if you can do that, that means that, no way. I mean, really? I'm just like, he says, yeah, that is phenomenal, man. I'm so surprised, because, you know, being able to manipulate variables is great enough as it is, but being able to call functions, that's pretty great. That's honestly pretty great. It's a specific track type. Let's see. Track type. Transform call function track. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Oh my gosh, dude. I can't even like fully comprehend. I gotta examine this some more. So like, yeah, there's so many options here. So many options. Nehemiah Daker says, I've been hoping to hear what you think about Godot since I found out about it. What do you think? It's really good. Lucretius is going nuts in the chat. Stop this! So you can add functions that execute on an animation. That's even better than tags. Add a key. How do I add a... Okay, I just added a key, right? So what is, like, how do I add a key then use the pencil? Oh no. No, don't do it to me. What? Don't do this to me. Hold on. Okay, I gotta try something real quick. Let's hold on. Let's trash these real quick. All right, hold on. So let's say I wanted to call a function on pop. We'll just make this super simple. We'll call this test print test. Okay, so then I say I want a new call function on pop, and then I say I want a key here. This is run, yeah. Oh no, wait. I want a key here, and I say I want to call test print like that. Oh, this won't work because I think this version is bugged, where the like it won't. I can't edit this animation. I don't think. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's bugged. I think I have to wait until I think I have to wait until beta, the next beta, to properly test this. But if you can, if this like that, wow, this is. There's so many different options that are like great fundamental like things to have in this engine. Time 0. Okay, so that's let's see, Nehemiah Dicker says, I figured you'd like it better than Blender because Blender has so much friction already. I think Blender actually, like the animation system in Blender, and Blender just as a whole is a great program. I think that this is very similar in some respects. The ability to animate anything, the overall kind of user, not really user-friendly, like it could just use a little more work to become more user-friendly, but it's really good as it is. Like it's not great, but it's I feel like it needs some work for documentation, but I feel like it's actually like really top-notch quality stuff. You see this little, you see this thumbnail? Look at this thumbnail. Look at this thumbnail for Pop. He's ready. He is ready. Look at this. He's ready. He's like, put me in the game, coach. Let me do it to him. I got this. I'm gonna recover all the butter in the world. Look at that face. Does that look like the face of mercy? Yes, it does. Because he's Pop. And he's on ya. He's walking on steel beams. He's climbing down into your house. He's wondering where all your furniture is. And he's exiting because there's nothing better to do. And he leaves your house. He leaves because there's nothing there. There's not even an entire wall. He falls off the edge of the world because that's Pop's way. He's like, I don't even want to be here anymore. I want out. Pop is above all of us. He's better. There's a little pop in all of us. Actually, that could be the catchphrase for this game. There's a little pop in all of us. So anyway, yeah. current thoughts: Godot is a great piece of software. Totally would recommend it. Hopefully, I can only imagine it getting better as the betas come out and the next beta comes, and it's not like even slightly buggy like the one I have currently. It's really good. It's really good, and this is the first beta. So yeah, if you are looking for an engine to use, I would recommend Godot, honestly. Like, BDX is great. I worked on BDX. It's a good engine. But I feel like Godot is just, when it comes to like doing more, I feel like Godot is more equipped because it's a bigger engine, naturally. It's just a more complex engine with more features, more stuff. And BDX is just much more of a lightweight, simpler engine, smaller engine. So yeah, I use BDX for Gearend. Man, it's just there's so many cool things in Godot. Like, there's so many things to dig into. It's new to me because I haven't been working on it, so like I don't know any of this stuff. I'm just like, oh yeah, what does this do? How does this work? And I'm just messing around with it. And it's I would recommend Godot definitely. I think it's a really great engine. Oh man, I think it's almost been 3 hours. Okay, well, I got a lot done. This is not a negligible amount of work. This is like professional looking platforming goodness, dude. I think he just needs to move a little faster and run a little faster. Like, animate the run a little faster. But overall, I think this is like solid gameplay. Something actually I would like to do is have a little spot under him, like a little circle that appears when he jumps. Not sure how simple and easy that will be to do, but that would be nice to add. I'm not sure what it would even be called. It would have to be like a... What I'm thinking of is like a light cookie, but I'm not sure if that's something that exists. Yeah, I have to see. It might be there, but it seems like a waste to use a directional light with like a texture on it. If that can be done, I'm not sure if it can. Editor only, layers, transform, visibility, script. Yeah, it might not be able to be done, at least with the default. Let's see, maybe just not a directional light. Maybe it's possible to do with a spotlight. Nah, it doesn't look like cookies are in here. Leonard Mayer says, love your video, Solar Loon. Thank you. Thank you very much. HK Mix says, just abuse the good old Raycast node for that. I mean, you could, and I would normally, but the thing about that is that the way Raycasts work is just a single point, which, of course you probably already know. But like, if I had a circle under the player, I would want it to kind of like, when he's halfway off, be halfway visible, like a circle, a half circle when he's hovering over it, like this. It's kind of hard because there's no analog controls yet, but I would want a circle like this here and then like a little bit here. I'm not sure if that exists, if you can do that. I guess light cookies would be the closest thing. Alternatively, I could just put a texture on a plane and stick it where the ground Raycast is, but I would like a nice little funky light cookie if possible. So that's something that's missing, light cookies. I gotta fix this little bug too. Come on. Come on. Okay, there he goes. He's free. The boy is free. The boy died. The boy died again. The boy died. Okay, here we go. Alright. The boy is alive. And he's on his way. Look at him. The majestic boy. The majestic popcorn in his natural habitat of an art installation. Let's see. HK Mix says, I like how many sick default nodes it has. Yeah, there are a lot. I think that's... And I feel like this is less than it used to have. I think... Or no. There wasn't any AR, VR stuff, but I feel like there was more other things. There's only like a few things here. Like for each kind of type. I'm almost positive there was more in the visual instance, because there was test cube, there was other things here, and it looks like they culled them out, which is probably good. It's probably for the best. Like, you really don't need that much. You really don't need that much when it comes to like prototyping stuff or options. Maybe they'll add it later though. But no, this is the beta, so I guess they're not going to add anything later. That's the point of the alpha and pre-release and stuff. So anyway, yeah, this is really cool. Lucretia says, why not have a spotlight right above the player? Oh, I guess I could do that. I didn't think of that. I could. I was thinking, oh, okay, well, yeah, I guess I could. Well, I don't really want to waste like a spotlight, but we can do that. Let's do this. Actually, let's do it. Can we do a directional light that only lights, let's see, coal mask? So let's say we only wanted it to, well, I might use this to like only light the player rather than everything. But basically, let's see, we don't want any light. We want just shadow. Okay. Oh, yeah, I think that might work. Let's see. Nope. 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 Okay, let's see. Where did I go wrong? Shadows on, color, contact. Is it because the light's off? Well, I'll figure it out. Leonard Mayer says the test cubes are now mesh resources. You have a lot more mesh default mesh options that way. That sounds logical. Yeah, that makes sense. Bears says, can you make an invisible disc casted shadow? LOL. Maybe so. I'm not sure. I have to see. Leader D Bless Bro says, would Godot run on a laptop? I think it would, yeah. It seems like a really light engine too. I'm not sure why this light isn't showing up. Oh snap! Never mind. I guess I had to reload here. Yeah, can we like not have that light? But it might be that it might not be possible to have a lightless shadow, which would be shame, which is a bit of a shame. That's what it seems. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. Somewhere along the line, it kind of lost track of what I was doing. So you got negative lighting. Yeah, I think it looks like you can't have lightless shadow, which is, yeah, that would be nice to have. Because that would allow you to, unless I'm missing it. And I might be missing it, but that would allow you to, like, well, have shadows for stuff that doesn't, just, you know, kind of better shine, like have shadows that don't have, like have shadows be separated from light. So that in this case, where I want the player's shadow to show up under him, physically under him, I could have a light that does that. We still have to get the mouse working. I'll do that another time. Oh well. We can't do everything. So yeah, I'll have to do a little like plane under the player. It works. Aaron Moore says you need to make his eyes randomly blink. Yeah, I would like to do that, definitely. Nehemiah Dacre says turn the energy of the light up, make the light higher above the model. Yeah, turn the energy of the light up. Yeah, like turning the energy of the light up and making it higher above the model. Like I don't want him to. Like I don't want him to be lit. I just want the shadow. I don't want the lighting. I just want the shadow. Whereas it says, how about negative light directly under his feet pointing down? No, because then it wouldn't catch his mesh. So I'll have to do either just like a circle on a plane, or just have another light that's just lighting him from another place directly above him. But see, even if I did that, well, it would have to be a cone light, like a spotlight, because otherwise when you go inside, you just get all this darkness, which is not really good for platforming. So yeah, it's something to think about. There's ways around there's ways around stuff, but that would be a nice feature as well. Like if for a directional light you could set like the minimum maybe height or maximum height, so like when you go indoors it doesn't just turn like all shadow, everything in here to just like be unlit essentially. Like it still has some shadow. I guess the way to do that is just to put all the ceiling stuff on another layer and then set the coal mask appropriately so that you can like properly not light stuff. Let me see. That didn't seem to work. Maybe I'm misunderstanding how this works. Oh, maybe, yeah, I must be misunderstanding how the light system works. Yeah, okay, this is on layer 1. Yeah, I didn't really do anything. Alright, I must be misunderstanding how it works. Aaron Moore says the round shadow underneath is a standard for platforms. Basically, yeah, like you need to either have like a dynamic shadow or a round shadow, and round's probably just better overall anyway, just because it's much more clear as to where the physical kind of space of the character is, as opposed to like his limbs. That's always a fun little bug to get into. Okay, well, I think I crossed. I'm 7 minutes from the 3-hour mark. I'm 7 minutes away. Let's see. Let's just rotate this real quick. There we go. So yeah, I'll have to mess around with stuff and try different things. Lots of good stuff in this in Godot. It's a really capable engine. So yeah, highly recommend it. Even in its current beta stage. Very nice. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. Ivan Solarloon. And this has been a fun stream. Let's develop in Godot. It's been a lot of fun, as usual. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to post them. Like to Twitter, like, you know, tweet me or write me on the comments of this video. It's going to go up shortly after this stream is over. If you... Oh, if you want to just like help me out, if you want to support me a little bit, help me out, there's a Patreon you can subscribe to in the description of this video / stream, I believe. Is it not there? Did I not put it there? Okay, yeah, that's there. You can also buy Gear End, which is out on Steam and itch, which is a 2D Metroid-like, lots of fun. I've been fixing bugs and that and stuff with that as well, so it should be pretty fun for everyone. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. It's been real, and we'll have to make more stuff next time. See ya.